This tool review is sponsored by Acme Tools. Do your best work. Check them out at www.acmetools.com. Well, here she is, the Bosch PS82, Bosch's new 12-volt brushless impact wrench. Been playing with this for a little bit now. It's a nice compact impact wrench. Now with the 12-volt platform with impact wrenches, this is something that you're just using for ease of use. Any high torque applications, you're not going to use something like this. This has 975 inch-pounds of torque. So, this is something that, an 18-volt impact driver, you would, use the same amount of torque for. But instead of going to get your impact driver and got to get an adapter, or if you got to get into a tight spot, like I said, this is only 5.5 inches right here. 5.5. Let's measure. So, right on the money, 5.5 inches. The specs are exactly the same as the PS82 impact driver. 975 inch-pounds of torque. Setting 1 is 1200 RPM, 2700 max impacts per minute. Speed 2 is 2700 RPM and 3100 impacts per minute. So it's exactly the same as the impact driver. So, it's something you have to think about. I mean, is it really worth buying this tool? You're getting no more power out of this than the impact driver. The impact drivers are a little bit more versatile. So that's something to really think about. The light on these are fantastic. Again, like I said, it's amazing. You got 3 LED lights here. They really can shine up a work area. But, it's a great little tool from a great company. You get their 3-year warranty from Bosch. You get a 2-year battery warranty. You got your little indicator here. This is peeling off already, though. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, so it's a nice tool. You know, again, you're going to be limited to what you do with this, but it's all about, you know, convenience, and that's where this tool comes in. A couple things I don't really like about the new generation Bosch tools. You know, they got the same little energy bar here. You know, shows you how much power you have left in the tool. And this is peeling off for some reason. Not sure about that, but not only the grip, which again, I mean, it's just plastic here. There's a lot of plastic on their new line. I don't know if that's meant for you know, to keep the weight down, but you know, a lot of plastic here. There's no rubber. You get a little bit of rubber right here, and then rubber goes up the back to the bottom corner points, and up top you have rubber. This area all here is plastic. You know, I'm not a big fan of that because this could chip, it can crack. You know, I just don't see why they didn't stick with what was working for them. If you look at their old Impact, this is their old line. This is like a 4-year-old tool. It's their old Impact driver. I showed it on the last video, but here you have this rubber, and you know, this can take a lot more of a beating. You know, if you hit it really hard, it's not going to really crack. You know, and you got metal right here, you know, not plastic. So, and you got rubber here, rubber up top, and the grip is the big thing. I mean, it's just so much of a better grip, you know, when you hold on to these two. You know, you got places for your fingers here, the back part of your hand. This is all rubber. You know, you start getting oils or greases on your hands. I mean, this is going to get slippery. You know, with their old school, I mean, you know, it's up to you, you know, to each his own. But, you know, this is definitely a little bit heavier, but not much. I mean, this is 1.6. This is their impact wrench. This is their impact driver. So I'm not going to compare them to that. I'm just kind of want to show you, like, the, you know, the grip. It's the same thing on their impact driver. Same exact grip. It's pretty much the same exact tool, except one has a half-inch, you know, socket ready, and this is a impact driver. So, you know, same amount of torque. I mean, they probably mass produce these, and all they're really doing is changing the ends of these. So, you know, I'm not bashing Bosch. I'm a big Bosch fan. I love it. I just, you know, with their new 12-volt line, you know, this is a 4-year-old tool. I expected a little bit more. I don't know. I expected a little bit more. Let's just say that. I don't want to go too crazy, but it's a great tool. You know, it's all about convenience with this. Any comments or questions, let me know, and I will catch you guys on the next one.